meanwhile, here we are coming to our first session, which will be a panel discussion session delving into the fascinating realm of artificial intelligence in the legal industry. For this discussion, I would like to call upon stage Ms. Soumya Panda, founder at SK Panda and Associates, who's also the moderator of the panel discussion. Please have a huge round of applause, everyone, for Ms. Soumya Panda. Our second panelist is Ojasvita Srivastava, General Counsel, Africa, Middle East, and Asia Pacific at Securitas. Please have a huge round of applause, everyone, for Ms. Srivastava. Next is Mr. Anubhav Kapoor, Director at Legal Affairs at Ford India. I think he's joining us virtually. And our fourth panelist is Mr. Raghvendra Verma, Group Legal Head, Compliance and Company Secretary at ISON Group. He's also joining us virtually. So meanwhile, I'll request Ms. Soumya Panda to begin the session.
Hello. So Ojasvita will join in about 15 minutes, but I think we can start with the discussion. This is essentially going to be a discussion between the audience and me, it seems. So good morning, everyone, and I'm very happy to see so many faces, especially this is a working day, and we have an option to join in virtually. But joining in person for this session, I'm very thankful to you guys. So basically, coming to this topic, it is a much talked after topic, and most of us know that humanity has been talking about AI since about 1940s. But due to lack of technology and strong data collection processing systems, AI met with something known as AI winters many times. It's only in the last 5 to 10 years, AI has developed so rapidly that we are forced to integrate that into our lives. For example, I am sure that each and every one of us is using an AI tool, our smartphones, and we cannot live without it. These smartphones have multiple AI applications as well. These applications make our life smooth. Now, with that background, the panel will throw some light on how AI has impacted operations in their organizations, made it easy, made it difficult, etc. And with that, let us get some introductions with, starting with Mr. Anubhav Kapoor, if he has joined us. I think Mr. Raghvendra Verma is here. So, sir, if you could just introduce yourself.
Thanks, Soumya, for setting the context. So, myself is Raghvendra Verma. I am the Chief Legal Compliance and Risk and Group Company Secretary of the ISON Group. I take care of the entire area of the legal, litigation, contracting, whatever you know the legal affair. I take care of that and compliance. ISON Group is into that IT services and that BPO, customer services. We are present in almost 52 countries across Asia Pacific, India, Middle East, and Africa. So we will be talking today about the role of the AI in the legal profession and how as a lawyer we are living in our day-to-day life, whether it's the legal field or the compliance field or the risk field. So during the course of this discussion, we will be discussing these aspects one by one.
Has Anubhav Kapoor also joined? He was supposed to join virtually. So moving forward, I am Soumya Panda. I am founder of SK Panda and Associates. I think that introduction was done. So basically, I'm a tech lawyer. I have a degree in computer science engineering, and after that, law. Expertise in indirect taxes and customs and money laundering issues. So like Sir said, we'll be throwing some light on role of AI in the legal system via some question and answer. So maybe we can start with our first question. Given that half the panelists haven't joined, maybe should we wait for some time or should we just start? I think we should just start. So the first question is, can you share an example where an AI tool significantly impacted a legal decision or a process within your organization, and how much do you use it personally in day-to-day life?
Thanks, Soumya. That's a very pertinent question for the start sheet. So having my experience and my experience in my colleagues who is in the same field and using the AI. So honestly, these days we are using AI tools for our legal work more than we used to. Particularly, I think that four aspects, four areas that we are using right now. First of all, personally, I am looking in the legal research and legal discovery part because you know I mentioned that we are present in 52 countries and in time of the regulatory change is getting relatively difficult. So for that aspect, legal research and legal discovery tools come very handy to me personally. And as my discussion with, as I said, that my colleague also, so who is handling the multi countries company, multi jurisdiction company, they are also relying on this tool. Second tool that I am using right now and helping me a lot, saving a lot of time to do me the quality work is the document automation. Like you say, the contract drafting, contract analytics, that giving me the analysis of where we are lacking, what should be included in the contract, or something like that. So document automation, repository, how to keep the contract. Now automatically I'm getting that the reminder that okay, your contract is expiring this date, the renewal is coming, 30 days is now renewal, 60 days is now renewal. So complete contract life cycle management I am doing through the AI tool. Then come to the predictive analysis. So I was mentioning other day with you also while I talking to you that I am using a lot on the predictive analysis. Like we have a lot of case. We are 23,000 employee company. So always some cases coming in some jurisdiction like South Africa, for Nigeria, or Kenya, in UK also. So this predictive analysis, legal analysis tool give us the idea about the type of cases when you put the scenario of the situation that we are facing right now in the system, it give me almost 90 to 95% accuracy that whether I should proceed with the legal case or not. This judge is sitting on the bench. What is this judge track record to deal with this type of cases? So this comes very handy, very helpful for me, Soumya, personally. And the case management, how to be scheduling the case, what is the timeline, filing tools, and the repetitive task like we are the biggest debt collector in South Africa. And the routine work, repetitive document like we are sending the reminder for debt collection or normal first legal notice to the all debtor. That all go by the system automatically. We don't have to do anything on that. So that's coming a very great help to me personally.
Thank you, sir, for your inputs. So adding on to that, I think, again, all of us use AI for some sort of research. We use Google like multiple times a day. That is an AI application. So none of us over here can say, oh, I will never use AI, no matter how old you are, by the way. Because Google, everyone uses nowadays. WhatsApp, everyone uses. Lawyers, we have to research on, say, Manupatra, SEC online for tax purposes, TIOL, Tax Sutra, etc. So, and multiple times a day. So it's like, without using these AI tools, our job is not finished. Imagine how much research you would have to do if these tools were not there with you. like our forefathers, you have to sit in the library of the court or say some other legal office the entire day and find only one case. So that is the power of AI. Personally, I feel that all of us should embrace it, and like I said, I use it multiple times a day. It does not impact my legal decision making, but it certainly enables my decision making. I decide which grounds to choose, also which grounds should be higher up in the draft compared to others, basis the search results. So moving on, sir, with nearly 3 decades of experience and currently at ISON Experiences Group in the UAE, how is AI shaping the legal landscape in the telecommunications and IT sector, especially in terms of data privacy and consumer protection?
A lot, Soumya, a lot. You are, I will come to the data privacy part, but I'm telling you that the compliance monitoring, the telecommunication and IT sector, every day government is coming with the new regulation in each of the country. That the way technology is evolving and developing, the legal fraternity has to keep pace with that, and that every day some new law is coming in some country like. Uh, Nigeria Communication Commission has come up with a new regulation few days back. South Africa the same way. So the compliance monitoring, we are getting a lot help from the AI system. I will not take the name of the any company here. It will not be good. I am not promoting and advertising any company here, but I am using that one compliance monitoring tool, AI based tool, and then I'm keeping track of every regulatory development happening across globe. So that's helping me a lot on that part. Coming back to data privacy, the way so this compliance monitoring tool is also helping me in data mapping and the classification of the data in my organization. So it's very easily identifying that this is normal data or is or it is a sensitive information, and bifurcation of the sensitive information at the same time is giving that. And I'm thankful to my IT team and the service provider from whom we are taking this have taken these services. That at the same time they are telling me for this sensitive information, this consent form is in the system or not, because we all know that for collecting any sensitive information, explicit consent is very much required. Is very much required. So the way they attach this sensitive information with the consent information, we immediately get the red flag. Okay, for this person, you have this sensitive information, but consent is not in the system. So we are immediately taking the step to do the compliances. So this is really helping us to compliance with the data privacy regulation. The other data privacy aspect is the privacy impact assessment. Earlier, you used to hire that consultant, outside third-party consultant who used to come to me to our office and do the privacy impact assessment. This software has automated this and giving us the result. So I'm not saying that I'm totally or 100% relying on that result. I'm taking the help of the third party consultant, but my cost has reduced because now the scope of the third party consultant has reduced. They are just verifying the report that is being produced by this AI based software. So my cost has reduced on that aspect, and my privacy impact assessment is automated now. Similar ways, you use also the consumer aspect. We are in the consumer service, you know that, and we are the largest consumer service provider in Africa region. And so so we all experience that. You say that the Google is the AI based AI based. You all seen that how as soon as we open some software and go to through Google, we type some okay Amazon some goods in the Amazon, and suddenly after 5 minutes, same type of brand promotion start coming to my mobile and my laptop. So this is how they are doing. They are doing that the personalized service to you using this AI-based software. So we are also using that AI-based software to do the personalized service to our consumer across Africa. So that's helping us a lot, and at the same time, like fraud. So so one of our services is the debt collection. Another is the call center in Africa, and mobile money is a big business in Africa. Mobile money in India has come much later. I don't know. Still in India is in the full force. But Africa is mobile money is since 2011 and 12, and mobile money there is always there is a chance of fraud. I used to handle these frauds, and AI tool very easily detect the fraud and will take that preemptive. We just do the correction as soon as you identify that there is some fraud is happening, or there is chance of somebody is attempting this fraud. So in this way, I think that this tool's really helping me in my sector.
So adding on to what he said, I think in the next 5 years, the most lucrative job would be that of a CISO, Chief Information and Security Officer, because it is his duty and his team's duty to make sure proper checks and balances are there in place in each and every organization, which is compliant with the domestic laws as well as international laws. So that is going to be a very, very big job. As well as now the second important job would be that of a data fiduciary. Now he's the one who is supposed to protect all the data of the principal and ensure that the data that is being provided is not misused, the data which is not necessary is not even stored. So I think these two jobs is something that all of us can look forward to. Moving on. So your organization has a global footprint. How do you navigate the varying legal and ethical standards for AI use across different jurisdictions?
Soumya, I will come to that part. Before that, I wanted to hear from you, because I am talking from that in-house counsel perspective. You are in the private practice, and I want to hear from you in the private practice how you guys using this AI tools into day-to-day life, and how is it helping you from your perspective?
So thank you for the question. So basically I'm a litigating lawyer. So I don't use a lot of these fancy tools which are sponsoring this event. I use the basic tools which are like Manupatra, SEC Online, TIOL, VAT, Tax Sutra, etc. Then for tax purposes, we have a special dongle which is called Excus, which has amazing search results. As in, your tax practice is not going to be successful if you don't have that small dongle. Now, additionally, the difference, what I have seen, the difference between Chat GPT 3.5 to 4 is amazing, because they opened their source, and so the changes that it had is something that I can personally actually use. I even, in fact, tried using it to sort of form an email that had to be sent to a client, and after I gave proper prompts. Now, I'll talk about the importance of prompts over here. The result that it fetched me was amazing. I think it did a better job than I could have ever done to help my client. Now over here, yes, I have trained the system. I have made them understand what sort of answers qua the tax practice am I looking for, what sort of client base I have, because they have a data of not my client details, but just the name of the clients that I cater to, which is easily available in the public domain as well. So those were my personal examples. Additionally, I try to use, I think, contracts.ai and SpotDraft. I think the results were not up to the mark, especially because these AI tools are designed by international organizations. They do not primarily cater to Indian market. They have not been designed to come. So this is Ojasvita. So I'll just finish what I was saying then. Sorry. So these AI tools have not been designed by an Indian person, Indian organization. So they do not have Indian case laws or to quite some extent Indian acts as well. Taxation is a very different ballgame. I think that's the last where AI will ever touch. So when you use any of these tools for Indian context, Indian answers, it is still very difficult to find contextual answers. If you're using it for an international legal jargon, I think it is still usable. So I hope so that answers your question.
No, that's very much answer my question because see, because as I use for my UK-based operation, I use for my South Africa-based operation. You rightly said I have never used for the India-based operation, but I use for the South Africa and UK-based operation. This predictive analysis is more its accuracy is between 90 to 95%. Human touch is anyway interpretation analysis. We have to do as a human. You cannot 100% depend on the AI based research. We our interpretation, our skill analysis is in any way required. But I was just hoping to also use for the, because in India also we have around 6,000 employee, a few cases used to come. So that's why I'm taking guidance from you. Thanks Soumya.
So we are joined by Ojasvita, and please introduce yourself.
My apologies for being late. Gurgaon to Delhi traffic is absolutely horrible. But good to be here and good to join the panel. I'm Ojasvita. I'm the General Counsel at Securitas, Africa, Middle East, and APAC.
So we've discussed some of the questions. I think the first question that I would want to ask you is, what are the examples of AI tools that you use in your organization, say day-to-day work, and has it personally benefited you? Do you use it every day?
Absolutely. So we have implemented some bit of artificial intelligence in the legal function, and we are in the process of adopting more of it. I think right now the use case is more towards contract review. That is something that artificial intelligence has been trained to a large extent. There are good tools out there that can do contract review with 95 to 97% accuracy. Wow. At the end of it, you have a lawyer to make sure that it is accurate at the end of it before it gets signed. But then there are also other use cases for it, which we are exploring right now, which include things like a policy bot. So across an organization, you have multiple policies, 30, 40 policies, etc. And a lot of business users have questions. Can we do something like this? Is it allowed? If we have to do it, what kind of approvals do we need? Things like that, which basically needs good understanding and knowledge of the policies. And to answer these questions, our lawyers were spending a lot of time because they have to literally go through the policy, find a clause, subclause, etc., etc. So now it's possible to actually train an artificial intelligence on the policies. And you ask them a question similar to ChatGPT. All these GPT-based AI tools are actually, very efficient in this. So you can ask it a question: can I go ahead and sell my product to X country or X client? And it will do the entire background check. It will do, what are the approvals that are required, whether there are any sanctions against that particular client or against that particular country. So there is a huge amount of use case for artificial intelligence going forward as well.
Absolutely agreed. I think the efficiency has increased in the last couple of years to about, like you said, 85 to 90%, if not more. So my next question to you, Ojasvita, is as AI continues to evolve, how do you think organizations and legal professionals such as us should strategize when adopting the use of AI to stay ahead in understanding as well as leveraging AI in compliance and legal risk management?
I think the first step where we need to start is to not have a hesitation towards adoption of AI. I see that across a lot. And there are some people who are very traditional who would rather hire 5 extra lawyers than actually looking at a technological solution, even if that is more cost effective, mostly because of the lack of confidence in an artificial intelligence or in any kind of technology for that matter. So first thing is, of course, warming up to the idea of using technology. Secondly, there is this whole myth or whole hesitation that AI or using tools is going to take away our jobs. It's going to make people redundant. I think our technology and artificial intelligence especially is there to make it more efficient or make the same lawyer more productive. In the same amount of time that one lawyer can do 5 contracts.
Absolutely.
The artificial intelligence, with the help of artificial intelligence, they could probably do 100 contracts. And to give you an example, when we were adopting or we were looking at the tools, we ran a 776-page contract in the tool, and just to test its efficiency. And usually my lawyer would take about a week to do a contract review like this. These are very complex construction contracts, electronic security contracts. And the AI tool that we use was able to do this in 26 minutes. So that's, and with 97% accuracy. So that's the kind of level of accuracy that is there on and off the shelf, untrained, like buying from the market kind of a product. It wasn't like we were trained it on Securitas contracts or anything. So there is definitely a good use case if we start adopting it, if we start looking at it. And yes, it's going to take some time to also make sure that we have the level of comfort in terms of compliance, because there is this scare of data privacy and things like that. So there's definitely something that we need to move towards. And the longer we wait, the farther behind we're going to left. So
absolutely, totally agreed. The longer we wait, the farther behind we are going to be. So adding on to what she said, now my perspective is going to be largely out of my experience in taxation. What I see is that a lot of operations which are compliance based, which are data entry, which are filling up a form, GSTR entries, etc., where a lot of human error comes into play, and because of these small human errors, they've written 1 instead of 2, they've written A instead of B, etc., the case comes to the court. And we see a lot of these cases where just because of some procedural mistakes, substantial benefit gets denied to the assessee. I think these errors can be totally avoided if you start adopting AI as soon as possible. And as regards the job factor, I think we'll discuss that a little more elaborately. I tend to disagree a bit. I think some jobs will get affected, but more on that a little later. My next question is to Raghvendra sir. Also to you, Ojasvita, actually. So how can we tackle the biases in the AI algorithm, and who should be accountable for the AI-based decisions?
Yeah, very good question, Soumya. But before that, on the lighter vein, I want to add what Ojas was discussing, that it is not going to take the job, but at the same time, she explained that she saved the lawyer cost, outside counsel cost, for 1 week timeline. You hourly rate with the software. And I also give you example that privacy impact assessment I am doing. So it's anyway going to impact the whole environment, whole ecosystem. But at the same time, because evolution is always, and whenever any technology is challenging mankind has every time comes winner for that. So that I am sure, but it is one lighter. Yeah, coming to your question on the biasness, yeah, that's there. That's there because in all AI-based software, AI-based applications is basically working on the basis of how it is trained. Now that the chat GPT, she was mentioning that the natural process language, it is trained on that. And if we are not properly trained for particular in any litigation, if you are using that only one set of document, whether that type of case has been won by that applicant, and we are not putting that in the for the training of the AI application, the other part, the other side of the case also, then we are not going to get the result very fairly. So it's all depends how this AI data is trained, and it's all depend that the application that you are going to buy from the market, you should do the proper check that this and this question is very important as far as the e-discovery is concerned and document review is concerned, analysis is concerned. If this is not properly trained data, then result is not going to be fair, and if result is not going to be fair, and on that basis, if you are advising to our company or we are advising to your client, that you are going to be accountable. So I am going to be accountable if I am advising something that on the wrong data, that obviously the advice would be wrong, and advice would be wrong, then client and my company has every right to sue me, because I would be accountable. In that case, you would be accountable if you are the outside counsel and you are advising your client. So accountability lies with the person who is advising the third party. In turn, you can have the contact with this software application provider and I sure that they are not going to change their contract as per our demand, because there is ready-made format and they don't agree, never agree this application provider to change even a single line and comma full stop from their application, this contract. But we can ask for the indemnification from them, because there is their application that is the biased and we are using. So they are. But the buck has stopped that. I don't think that government has to come with a very tough regulation to take care of this ethical part in this in the all AI software. And I believe that on the international level, things are getting changed. Things are getting changed these days, like uh, OECD, European Union has also come with ethical guidelines on the data, on that AI use on the application. So yeah, so all three are responsible. Like, we are responsible. We in turn that to make responsible for this application software provider, and then government has to come with the robust regulation, so that this whenever somebody is not complying with that regulation, then there will be proper penalty, proper fine, and whatever is government thing, that would be fine. But regulator has to come with some robust regulation.
Okay. Completely, very good, valid points. Let me start by addressing or going to the point of not being able to hire more lawyers because we are using artificial intelligence. This is actually very similar to kind of discussions probably that happened when computers were getting adopted, right? That computers are going to take away our job.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, yes, probably, some things that were being done by hand are being done by computers now.
Absolutely.
And whether you like it or not, artificial intelligence is here, just like computers.
Absolutely.
So the better, the faster you adopt, or the sooner you adopt, the easier it will be. Also, on the same time, the kind of products that our companies are selling, the other functions are using artificial intelligence, the finance, the operations, the products of the company itself, or if you are working in a law firm, your clients are using artificial intelligence, and if you don't use it or you don't get it, then you're going to be left behind. So that is one of the reasons why I would always encourage for lawyers, whether in-house or whether in a law firm, to try and use and get used to artificial intelligence. On the question of bias, I think Raghvendra sir, said it very well, that it depends on how the product is trained. Okay, one way to avoid biases is to train the AI yourself. So you buy Azure or whatever artificial intelligence, and you train it on the use cases in-house. So you avoid the biases that would be there on, say, something like a ChatGPT or an open source GPT sort of a platform. So one way to do that or avoid biases is that. But even though I'm a very strong advocate of adoption of artificial intelligence, I am also a bit hesitant and reluctant in advocating for the use of artificial intelligence in delivering justice. This whole concept of trying to look at what is the trend of a particular litigation from an in-house perspective is very good, because I can look at my cases and I can tell my management that, with a case like this, the trend has been with this court, 70% chances that we are going to win, or either way, right? But for a judge to start using artificial intelligence to review all the evidence and then say, okay, this is what it should be, that is where biases will creep in. I don't believe that artificial intelligence should be used by courts or by judges especially to try and advocate or try to dispense justice, because every time you use the artificial intelligence, you're training it. So whatever as a judge is my bias or is my opinion will get trained on the GPT. So it's more of a precedent sort of a trend, and I think that could harm or not go very well with the idea of delivering justice. So that's my personal opinion, that everything else is good, but when it comes to delivering justice, I think we should keep artificial intelligence away and use more human intelligence.
Yes, absolutely agreed. I think she has more experience in-house and it works very well for her. For me, because I'm a practicing litigating lawyer, yes, all lawyers have biases. I am full of biases, but the judge should not have a bias when he's deciding a case, and I totally agree with her on that. Additionally, I would like to just I think most of us must have read the news about a couple of days back where 20 big tech giants in the AI, Microsoft, Stability AI, OpenAI came together and agreed to sign an agreement where they said that they will not use AI disruptively. They agreed that there will be certain checks and balances while utilizing these AI tools in the system. So I think that is something that organizations together can look forward to over and above governments putting in a regulation and a check, which it will, but that will take time. I think private organizations can do it faster. Additionally, these organizations can inculcate these checks and balances within their systems, with the junior most person as well as the senior up in the hierarchy. Again, stressing the importance of the CISO, because it is the CISO's duty to make sure that these checks and balances are set in place, are being utilized, and people understand what these checks and balances are and what they are for. So those are my 2 cents. Now the most important question, which we have partly also discussed, what are the fears and inhibitions around adopting AI tools, and will it take away all our jobs? Let's start with you.
It will definitely not take away any kind of intelligent and creative work, because that is where you use human intelligence. So anybody who is coming up with solutions, how do you solve this case? What can be our approach? That work is always going to be with the lawyers. That's never going to be taken away. But data entry work, things that are repetitive, things that are very clerical in nature, are definitely going to be replaced by artificial intelligence and things like that. When it comes to fears, I think there should definitely be this, it's good to adopt technology and use it, but there has to be certain parameters. Like you said, these organizations came together and they signed an agreement, but ChatGPT is already out there. OpenAI is already out there. So there are people already using it for deepfake videos, for scams. I think last month there was a scam in Hong Kong where a Hong Kong head of business was on a video call where he was told by his management in Europe that this is the amount that you have to transfer, and because he was on video, he did it. But the fact was, it was a deepfake video. It was artificial intelligence basically masking somebody else's face, and
So in fact, this agreement happened because I think we all saw that clip where Joe Biden was in the hospital lying because he couldn't do his presidential duty and all of that. So this was exactly why this agreement was signed. So
correct. There are going to be ethical norms that people are going to say. There are going to be governments that are going to try to regulate it. What I'm saying is the monster is already out of the bag. So it's already out there. There are people who are using it. After this agreement was signed, this deepfake cases and incidents are continuing. So there still needs to be some amount of checks and balances, some amount of people realizing that, no, I should not just depend on the technology or depend on a video call. I should also give them a phone call, talk to the person, something like that to verify. So that would be my 2 cents, in the sense that, yes, we need to adopt it, but we also need to understand what are the checks and balances and be smarter than the thugs out there.
So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so Ojas has put very correctly. I have few things too about this use of AI, the legal profession. I'm not so. First of all, I am very. I always advocate about the adoption of the technology. So and it is the future. It is, we cannot deny that. So if you're not going to adopt it, you will be left out. So that is no doubt. Having said that, see, when I was growing, how I used to learn, when I going to my my senior, he used to give me that, okay, jao is case ko pad lo, go read this case, and bring that this type of the similar case to me, and we used to find from that file, and that, okay, this case is relevant to this this litigation, this case is relevant to this case. We are learning that. So we are getting what we are learning. We are getting the expertise in that domain. Now, if this going to be done by that e-discovery and the research-based application, the basic learning of the new people who is coming to the profession, I'm just little skeptical there how they will get this skill. What is this case? Because when you are searching for the case, reading that, and then going to briefing your senior that, okay, sir, this case is relevant to this, and this fact is this that. That was very, very essential for developing any professional and getting very core insight of any profession. So that's going to be missed. I don't know how. I don't know at this point of time. I don't have answer for that. How this will come up, I don't know. So this is one of the fear I have. Biasness we already discussed, and that and the personal touch, lacking of the personal touch. Anybody will not want. See, I am in the call center industry also. Still, and we are using a lot of chatbot to answer that. This all these through the chatbot you type and then getting answer. But still we feel that, oh, I should have the call. I should call the agent and talk to the agent, because this personal touch that's missing is going to have a lot of impact in the legal profession also. Client always want to talk to you, rather your virtual assistant or the chatbot. So another major fear that right now I have about using our client, using our company data to train the software. Either law firm who is training their data AI module, whether getting the consent of their client to use their data for this training, I don't think so. This is the total breach of the confidentiality, because we as a lawyer have a breach of trust, breach of confidentiality towards our clients, and we are using their data to train our AI module without their consent. Is total breach of the trust, breach of the confidentiality. How we are going to resolve in the legal profession? I don't think anybody can answer right now at this platform. And I through you I ask Soumya, through you I also want to get guidance from the audience there. They are the learned audience. How to tackle this breach of trust and breach of confidentiality part, because they can guide us also, because they are the senior people there sitting there. So so this the breach of confidentiality in the data privacy for the training is the biggest fear for me at this point of time, and and the expert, the junior, how to train the juniors, and when juniors are coming into the profession, whether they are properly skilled to do and help the seniors. That's the two things I'm really concerned about.
Beautifully covered all the points. I would just like to add, again, my perspective is very, as a litigating tax lawyer, I had a client who uses ChatGPT for initial letters and drafts that they want to submit to the department. Now the department confirmed the demand. So then they came to me that we have given all the answers, etc., but the department is still confirming the demand and they've not gone through that. I said, okay, let me see what you have drafted and given. So when I read, the answers are so contractual in nature, the answers are so catering to international market. So, what I'm trying to bring over here is that when it comes to taxation laws, a lot of it is decided by the practical aspects of how taxation is dealt with in India. Investigation is totally dependent on the person who's investigating. So you cannot give them a very standard English answer and not cater to their egos and the answer that they are looking for. So that is where my fear is, that we may use ChatGPT, but let's not use it all too much, and so much so that it hampers our own problems even more. I think we are left with only just enough time for one question. So if the audience would like to ask any question. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I was reading a few articles that also cropped up even last year, where there is this ChatGPT declaration where it pops up cases which are manufactured but are not at all actually
real,
existent.
Yes.
With a declaration stating that this is true and genuine. And the lawyer actually filed it in court. There are a couple of cases, a few more in fact, until it was proven to be falsified, fabricated. So down the line, while we are supposed to keep abreast of technological advances and changes, do we run the risk of having a lag in our research and human intelligence taking a backseat while being over-reliant upon these kind of generative AI tools? For example, ChatGPT. Tomorrow Microsoft brings up another rival and they have these. When it becomes too tech-savvy, do we also have cases that we have never heard of before, and in fact even the Supreme Courts have never heard of, being presented as genuine pretentiously?
So the two lawyers who actually presented this case in New York, they lost their licenses. Because using technology does not mean that you stop using your own intelligence.
Yes.
So yes, you adopt technology, and yes, you use ChatGPT, but that does not mean that you start using it for research. ChatGPT is a generative AI, which is like literally trained on everything on the internet. It is not accurate. There is no claim that OpenAI says that it is going to be accurate. So if anybody starts using it blindly, a generative AI of the internet, it's obviously going to land you in trouble. So you need to know, it's kind of silly to be using ChatGPT for legal research when it is not trained. It's like doing legal research only and exclusively on Wikipedia. It's silly to be doing something like that. And on data privacy also, the concept of data privacy deals with personal data. So if it is related to my personal data, then it is impacted by data privacy laws. If it is general data, if it is anonymized data, there is no risk to data privacy. That is how artificial intelligence is trained, with anonymized data. So it will take away all the details of the people and anything that can actually connect you to that individual. And it's going to train you on the actual content of a contract. For example, if there is a contract on, that contains an assignment clause, it will review 50 contracts with no names of individuals, 50 contracts that are reviewing assignment clause. And that's how the artificial intelligence gets trained. So there is no risk of data privacy law violations. And of course, if you are using technology, you still need to use your human brain. It doesn't mean you stop, I mean, it's so unethical on the part of the lawyers who got paid by the clients that they just put something on ChatGPT and they printed it out and they submitted it in the court. So they obviously were right in getting their licenses cancelled.
Actually, just to give one context, I think AI has become so advanced. Like, what she said is absolutely true, but a recent study also says that even though we put data wherein we do not give personal data, AI has become so evolved that they can guess who the person is. That is, if you remember, one of the news was that the girl was not pregnant and she had not told her father, but the father got pregnancy kits at home. So that is where this issue was highlighted, that even if it is anonymized, like she said, after they get evolved to a certain degree, they can guess who it is. So that is where, relying on it too much without using your own intelligence is not something that I would ever agree to. After all, it's we who have made AI, not vice versa.
And I would like to take this opportunity to specially thank Mr. Raghvendra Verma, as ISON Experiences is our diamond sponsor. So thank you, sir, for your support throughout the conference. Thank you, ladies, for this panel discussion.